Hey, my name's Shalina and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the 2026 Buzzword and Cover Readathon Challenge and give you my TBR. So this Readathon and Challenge is created and hosted by Kayla over at Books and Lala, and I have done this or attempted to do this Buzzword Challenge for a few years, and I actually succeeded both with the Buzzword and Cover challenges last year. So we're going to try it again. And the way this challenge or readathon works is Kayla has come up with prompts for every month of the year for 2026. And in addition to that, coming up with a buzzword for the title portion of this challenge. She has also come up with a prompt for the covers. So that's a separate technically challenge I'll put up on the screen right here. The two graphics that you can use. You can find everything on Kayla's announcement video, which will be linked down below. And yeah, so I wanted to participate in this again, and this will be challenges 2 and 3 for me because I'm addicted to punishment, apparently. I am a Capricorn. So anyway, let's get started. For January, the title prompt is before and after, and for that I have chosen Repeat After Me by Jessica Warman. This is a YA time loop novel, I believe, and I don't know much more about it than that. And then for the cover portion for January, the prompt is Body Parts Internal. And I have chosen a cover with a skull on the title, and it is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. So those will be my two books chosen for January. For February, the title prompt is keyboard keys. So I selected the end key. And so my book choice for this is Wit's End by Karen Joy Fowler. And I don't really know much about this book other than it sounded interesting when I read the synopsis that I then promptly forgot what it was. Because of course, that's how I function. And then for the cover prompt for February is Silhouettes. And I selected A Sky Full of Elephants by Cebo Campbell. And this one is a sci-fi, I know that much, and the writing I already know. If you saw my book haul video, the writing on the very first page is phenomenal, so I'm very excited about reading this one. The title prompt for March is This, That, or These, Those, and I have chosen This Is Not a Dead Girl Story by Kate Sweeney. This is a story about a girl that goes missing and her cousin who is trying to find her. And then the prompt for the cover for March is action or movement. So the cover needs to show some kind of movement. And I was very happy that I could fit this one in because I've had it on my TBR for a long time. And it is Faith Taking Flight by Julie Murphy. As you can see, she is flying in the air. Her hair is whipping in the wind. So that is my choice for the cover prompt for March. April's title prompt is ordinal numbers. So this means, first, second, third. And then I think Kayla said she would also include last in that as well. And so for the prompt, I chose First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. And this is a romance, I believe. And I don't remember much more about it than that. And then for the cover prompt, the prompt is fashion accessories. And so I got really lucky because I also have the sequel to Faith Taking Flight, which is Faith Greater Heights, again by Julie Murphy. And as you can see on here, she's got some fashion accessories. She's got a thing in her hair and a corsage because I think there's going to be a dance in this one. So yeah, those are my choices for the prompts for April. For May, the title prompt is make, maker, making, anything that involves make, essentially. And I have chosen If It Makes You Happy by Claire Kann. And I believe this is young adult, but I don't remember the premise. But I have had Claire Kann on my TBR for a while, and so I wanted to read one of Claire Kann's books. And then for the cover prompt for May, it's Border Frame. And I have this on TBR on audiobook, and it's The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. And I believe Kayla liked this book, and I think that's where I first heard about it. So I wanted to try it and put it on my TBR. June, the title prompt is one word title, and that was pretty easy for me to come up with because I have Oathbound by Tracy Deonn waiting in the wings on my TBR. Haha, waiting in the wings. You'll see why that's funny in just a second. But I just recently read the second book in the Legendborn cycle, and I really want to read this one soon. And so one of the things I should mention is that even though these prompts are for each month, Kayla has said in her videos that you can basically do the challenge however you want. And so my way, sorry, I keep hitting my mic. My way of doing the challenge is to basically read these in whatever order I feel like, because I'm a mood reader first and foremost. So I want to read this one soon. And so I put it on the challenge TBR because it fit, and because I really want to read it. And then the cover prompt for June is wings, which is why I said that was kind of a pun I did not mean to make at first. And the book I chose for that is We Are All So Good at Smiling by Amber McBride. As you can see, there are butterflies or moths, hard to tell, on the cover for this one. So that's why I chose it. And also it's one I have on audio, I think on Kobo. So it's, again, a TBR choice. I'm trying to read down my TBR. Can you tell? The title prompt for July is careers. So something that a character would be paid to do. And I did not think this one would fit at first, but it's a book I've been really wanting to read. And then I read in the synopsis that the king of the realm or whatever pays people to do this. So I was like, oh, this fits. I'm very excited. And it is Godkiller by Hannah Kaner. So this one is about someone who hunts down and kills gods and gets paid for it. So it does count as a career, which I'm super excited about. And then the cover prompt was something that looked metallic, not just like a regular color on a cover, but like actually looked like it should be metallic in real life. And so for that, I chose Uprooted by Naomi Novik because it looks like it's supposed to be gold. So, and I think I have seen this book in person, and it is kind of shimmery, and with some foil detail on the cover. So for the cover prompt, metallic, Uprooted by Naomi Novik. For August, the title prompt is group words. And so I picked a book I've been wanting to read for a long time, and that is Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. And I don't know much about this book other than that the titular wives are on some kind of expedition in the sea and don't come back for a while. And when they do come back, they're different. So this has been intriguing me. I've heard a lot about it from different creators, including Kayla. And so I really wanted to read it. So I made it fit this prompt. I didn't make it fit the prompt. It just fits the prompt. But then let's see, the cover, the cover prompt for August is damage. And so the book needs to look like it's been damaged in some way. And for this, I chose Thief of Night by Holly Black. As you can kind of see there in the middle, it looks like the cover has been burned, revealing what's behind it. And so this is a sequel to, oh crap, what's the name of the book? I don't remember the name of the book. Whatever the first book is in this series. That's terrible. The Book of Night, maybe? Maybe The Book of Night. This is the sequel to The Book of Night by Holly Black. And I know that one was kind of controversial, and a lot of people did not like that book, but I enjoyed it, so I'm going to read the sequel. And that is the cover and title prompts for August. The title prompt for September is Me, My, or Mine, and I chose Me, Moth by Amber McBride to read. I think this is a novel in verse, and Amber McBride's I have her other book on here that I want to read. So I was like, this fits, and it's one I'm interested in. It's a novel in verse. I think it's rather short, and so I was, decided to put it on my list. And then the cover prompt for September is Fire and Smoke, And so I chose The Feeling of Falling in Love by Mason Deaver. Mason Deaver is one of those authors that has written YA that I have been interested in, and I've just never gotten around to reading one of their books. So here it is. I'm going to read one, and as you can see, there is a fire, a literal dumpster fire on the cover. So those are the prompts for September. October's title prompt is parts of a house, so that could include anything that comes with a house, like a stairwell, a door, or a room. And I have chosen Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead by Emily Austen. And I don't know a ton about this book, just that the main character is apparently an atheist who works for a Catholic church or something like that. Beyond that, I don't know much other than I've been wanting to read it and just never got around to it. So I put it on the list. And then for the cover prompt is doors and keys. And for this one, I chose a cover with a doorway on it because I believe Kayla said that was okay. And so I picked Mislaid in Parts Half Known by Shauna McGuire. This is part of a series. I don't even know what number this one is because there are several, but they're short and follow around these children who have been to these fantastical lands, but come back to the real world and need a place to stay, and so they all wind up at the same place, which I can't remember what that place is called at the moment. But I love this series, so I wanted to read one of the books for this challenge. For November, the title prompt is instructional title, which means the title needs to tell you to do something. And for this, Julie Murphy already has 2 books on this list, and with this one, this makes 3rd. But I don't care because I love Julie Murphy. So this book is co-written with Jonathan Van Ness of Queer Eye fame, and it is called Let Them Stare. So the title is telling you to let them stare. And I believe this is a queer YA. And again, I love Julie Murphy, so I had to have it on my list somewhere, because ever since I heard about this book, I've been wanting to read it. And then for cover prompt, we have reflections or reflected elements. And I have been wanting to read a Chuck Tingle book since Chuck Tingle has been publishing non-Tinglers. I've been very interested. I think most of them have been horror, and I think this one is a horror. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's called Lucky Day. And as you can see, the reflected elements, they are different sort of, but they were the reflected king in the cover. So that's why I chose it. For our last month of December, the title prompt is superlatives. So anything that basically ends in EST or ST, something like that. The book I chose is The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa. This is a book I've been wanting to read for a long time, and it has 2 superlatives in worst and best on it, so I think it double fits. And then for cover, the prompt is music, and that means anything that makes music on the cover. And so I picked Love is a War Song by Danica Nava, and as you can see, there is a guitar on the cover. So that is my rundown for the 2026 Buzzword Title and Cover Readathon Challenge. I am so excited to get this done this year. I love this challenge so much, and I love doing it every year. And one of my absolute favorite things to do is to try to find books to fit a challenge. It's cathartic for me. I just love it so much. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you what my TBR was going to be. And that doesn't mean that these could change, but this is what my planned TBR is for these. Hopefully all the books will still be available where they are supposed to be available, which is usually through the library, through Libby or Hoopla, because I looked them up to make sure I could get them before I've even got some on hold already because the holds are so long. That way, eventually, they'll come available, and I'll be able to read them sometime during 2026. So anyway, I will be giving updates to these challenges that I'm doing, the TBR-a-thon and the Buzzword challenges. So look for those probably every other month during 2026. And yeah, I will catch y'all later. Bye.